Hello everybody, Root Beer here with question 23 on the 2005 Cayley competition. At 12 noon, Anna and Bill left home and walked in the same direction. Anna walked at 4 kilometers per hour and Bill walked at 3 kilometers per hour. So Anna's walking a little faster. I wonder if she's got somewhere she wants to be. At 12:15, so 15 minutes later, so they'll have gone a distance, their dog Dexter, running at 6 kilometers per hour, left home to run after them. Okay. The dog ran until it caught up to Anna, then it ran back to Bill. In his excitement, Dexter lost no time turning around once he reached Anna. At what time did Bill meet Dexter on Dexter's way back? Okay. That's a word problem. That is a very wordy word problem. And you could be excused for getting uncomfortable when you read this. It's sort of like the stereotypical on television SAT question of, they're driving a bus and 15 past the hour, 6 people got on, and then at the next stop, twice as many people got off as got on the last stop, and a whole bunch of nonsense. There's a lot to unpack with this question. And if you wanted to skip it just from sheer wordiness, I wouldn't blame you. I really wouldn't. But we're going to try and unpack this question because a question sort of like this comes up every now and again. It's not always about times, although it often is, but it's about a lot of things happening in sequence. And it can be very overwhelming just to read it all at once and then have a single question at the end. What you need to do, at least my strategy with these questions, is to break them down. So I'm going to draw a series of pictures detailing what's going on. And maybe this will help me work some things out. So we need a little bit more space. Obviously, we can't fit this question in where 22 was, so we'll get our own space. So Anna and Bill, they sort of leave their house. So we'll have Bill be a stereotypical washroom man, and Anna a stereotypical girl. Okay. So they both leave at noon, and they start here together at the house. So this is we won't say noon, we'll say 12 o'clock. So then later, what's the next thing that happens? Dexter leaves the house. And we'll have a really crummy looking dog. As that was supposed to be his tail, I don't know what's going on here. There. So there's our dog Dexter. I do apologize to any dog owners or dog lovers. So he leaves at 12:15. Now at 12:15, Bill and Anna have gone a certain ways. Anna's going faster than Bill. So Bill will be he'll be some distance away from Dexter. And Anna will be a little further. I don't know how much further. Maybe that's something important that we might want to keep track of. Okay? We can certainly figure out how far they've gone because we know their walking speeds and we know how much time has passed. But we'll come back to that. Right now we're just trying to understand the question. We're trying to visualize it. So the next thing that happens is Dexter catches up to Anna. Now Anna keeps walking, Bob keeps walking, and Dexter is running. So he's going to catch up to Anna at some point. I don't know when that is. But I know Bill will have gone a little bit further. Anna will have gone even further than Bill since before because she's walking faster than Bill. And Dexter will have caught up. Okay. The next thing so he instantly turns around, and now he's going to start going this way at 6 kilometers an hour. Anna's going to keep walking, although we don't really care about her right now. And Bill keeps walking, and eventually, at another later time, Bill and Dexter meet. Okay. And we want to know what time this is. What's this time? And we have a range of options here. Okay. But we're breaking down the puzzle. We don't have a giant wordy mess. We have a series of pictures. And we can just go from picture to picture, figuring out as much as we can. Okay. So, for example, in this second picture, I might want to know how far Bill has gone. How far has Anna gone? Okay. Now, since the next picture involves Anna and Dexter meeting, I'm actually only going to work out how far Anna's gone. But that's because I can work a couple steps ahead because I've done a lot of questions like these. If this is your first time writing, bravo for even making it to 23. Now, even if it's your first or first couple times, like the first time I was writing the Cayley, didn't even bother with the C's. Barely even bothered with most of the questions in Part B. Okay? But as you keep going, you start to approach these C questions. You start to find you have more time. Okay? Now I've done a few of these, and I know we don't care about Bill right now. Okay? And I'll show you why as I calculate where Anna is going to be when Dexter starts to leave. So the thing I want to know is this distance. I'm going to call it A, how far Anna has gone. Because what we then need to do is figure out the next time, the time where Dexter and Anna meet. So Anna will keep going, Dexter will keep going, and in a certain amount of time, Dexter covers the distance Anna has gone, as well as the distance she continues to go. So A would be how far Anna has gone after 15 minutes. Okay, now what speeds are they? 3 kilometers an hour, 4 kilometers, and 6. So 6 kilometers per hour, 3 kilometers per hour, 4 kilometers per hour. So since it's measured in hours, I'm going to convert 15 minutes to 1/4 of an hour. So A is 4 kilometers per hour times 1/4 of an hour. She's gone 1 kilometer. Okay. Now Dexter needs to make up that kilometer as well as catch up to Anna. So I'm going to flip the page just for a moment so I can show what's going on here. So this is true of any sort of racers when one of them's catching up to another. So Dexter here, I'm not going to draw the dog again, but he's going at 6 kilometers per hour. Anna is almost matching that speed. She's over here. She's going at 4 kilometers per hour. So how much is Dexter gaining on her? Well, we're left with 2. Dexter is gaining on her at a rate of 2 kilometers per hour. Okay, because he's matching her speed, and then he's just going a little bit faster. Just a little bit faster. He's going 2 kilometers per hour faster than her. So he's going to catch up as though Anna were still and he were only moving at 2 kilometers per hour. Okay? So what does he have to do to catch up? He has to make up a distance of 1 kilometer. So to catch up to Anna, he must effectively, so this is saying that this isn't the real problem, but this is basically what the problem is equivalent to, must effectively cover 1 kilometer at a speed of 2 kilometers per hour. You can think of it this way. The bulk of his speed is just used so that he doesn't fall behind Anna. So he's keeping pace. And then he has a little bit of extra juice he can use to make up the distance. What's that little bit of extra speed? The 2 kilometers per hour. So this takes him 1 kilometer divided by 2 kilometers per hour, 1.5 hours, or 30 minutes. Okay. So 30 minutes is the difference between the 2:15 picture, where he starts out, and this picture down here, the third picture, where he's caught up to her. So this is 30 minutes later. This is 12:45. So now we can rule out C, 12:45. The other 4 are on the table, and so I wouldn't guess. If you were at this stage and they called time's up or finish your last question, that sort of thing, and you have narrowed it down to 4 or 5 out of the total 5, don't guess. Leave it blank. You're guaranteed to get 2 marks. But if you can narrow it down to 2 or 3, then yeah, you can probably take a guess if you got a gut instinct, especially if it's down to 2, because these questions are worth 8. And if you can narrow it down confidently to 2, half the time you'll be right, so on average you expect 4 marks. That's better than 2 marks. Okay? But 3 or 4, don't bother guessing. Leave it blank. Alright, so we know 12:45 they have caught up. So how far has Anna gone? So Dexter and Anna, how far are they from the house? Well, Anna's been walking for 45 minutes, which is 3/4 of an hour, at the constant speed of 4 kilometers per hour. So that's going to be 3 kilometers that she and Dexter have gone. How far has Bill gone? What we're going to do is we're going to say, what's the difference between these two? And then Dexter is going to catch up to Bill in much the same way that he caught up to Anna. And how long that takes will tell us the time that we're looking for. See how breaking it down into steps and just figuring things out at each step can clarify the question? Yeah, it's a little long, but we have a plan of attack, and that's often half the battle on these contest questions. So how far has Bill gone? Well, it's still 3/4 of an hour. So Bill has gone 3/4 of an hour times his 3 kilometers per hour. So that's going to be 9/4 of a kilometer. So in order to catch Bill, Dexter needs to go, so 12/4 minus 9/4. There's 3/4 kilometers between Dexter and Bill. Okay. So to catch Bill, Dexter must cover 3/4 of a kilometer. And what's the speed that Dexter is basically going at? Well, Bill is approaching him. So unlike Anna, where Dexter had to use some of his speed to keep pace with Anna, and then he had a little bit extra to cover up the distance, Dexter and Bill are headed towards each other, so they're both closing the gap. So if we imagine Bill were stationary and we just have a distance of 3/4 of a kilometer, Dexter is effectively closing this gap at 6 plus 3, because it's like Bill is sort of giving him some extra speed. Bill's helping out. So 3/4 of a kilometer at a speed of 9 kilometers per hour. We add the speeds because they're both headed towards each other. It's like they're both cooperating. How long does this take? This takes 3/4 of a kilometer over 9 kilometers per hour. The 3 over the 9, that'll be a third, so it'll take 1/12 of an hour. Well, an hour is 60 minutes, so 60 over 12 minutes is 5 minutes. So it takes 5 minutes to go from our third picture to our fourth picture. Now, Anna's kept going here. But it takes 5 minutes, so 12:50. And that's the time when Bill and Dexter meet. And that is the time. At what time did Bill meet Dexter on Dexter's way back? There we go. 12:50 p.m. There it is, E. So that wasn't so bad. We broke it down into pictures, and we said, what do we need? Now, if you didn't know, we just need Anna's distance, you can figure out Bill's distance and Anna's distance. And that's really all you can figure out with this second picture. But that gives you enough to get Dexter connecting up with Anna, and then Dexter back to Bill. But again, I wouldn't blame you if you looked at this question and said, that's just too much going on there, I'm skipping this one. It's important to be able to recognize on these contests the things you do know and the things you don't, so you don't waste time doing questions that you didn't really have a chance at anyway. Okay? I always suggest people at least skim the contest and say, gee, I know how to do this one, this one, this one, I'm definitely going to get to those. I'm not so sure about these questions, and it doesn't have to be just a few questions. You can say, I'm not sure about anything past question number 12. That's fine. Do the best you can do. And if you write those questions off, you say, I have no idea what they're talking about, don't waste your time trying to. Focus on doing the questions you can do really well. And if there's a bunch of time left over, then maybe try a few of the ones you're unsure about. Okay? That's question 23. We've got 2 more questions to go in the contest. I will see you guys for the next video, question number 24.